Thank you everyone for attending this webinar on AWS India Train and Hire program. This webinar will cover all the details of the selection process, training methodologies that will be used, and the details of the job roles specified. Now, this webinar will have 3 sessions. The session 1 will be about AWS and the details of the job roles that are specified, that which you can see in the screen. And this will be covered by the AWS personnel who have joined us, Mr. Santosh Rai and Debanshu Saha. Then second session will be about the selection process and the training methodologies that will be used. And it will be covered by Dr. Mendes Jacob, who is the CEO of IPSR Solutions Limited. Finally, we'll have the Q&A session where where we will respond to your queries. Now, few things about the housekeeping. You will be muted throughout the session. So if you have any questions directed to the presenter, please put them in the chat box and we'll pick it up towards the Q&A session. Okay. You can also put all the questions in the chat box. Okay. So we will only pick them towards the last at the session third. Now, before we delve into to these sessions, I would like to talk about IPSR Solutions Limited. IPSR Solutions Limited is led by a team of academicians and entrepreneurs. IPSR is a public limited IT company with 20 years of expertise in software product development, training, placement, and digital marketing services. During the last 2 decades, IPSR has worked with over 500 academic organizations, including universities, autonomous colleges, and technical non-technical institutions. The training division of IPSR conducts faculty development training programs, seminars, workshops, value-added certification courses, finishing school programs, corporate training, job-oriented training in education, IT and IT-enabled services domain. IPSR was a training partner for the Technical Education Quality Improvement Program, TechIP, a World Bank-assisted project executed in government engineering colleges by the Indian Ministry of HRD. IPSR is the world's leading radar training and certification partner with 37 national and international awards, and we have produced the highest number of radar professionals in the world. So far, IPSR has trained candidates from over 50 countries. IPSR's IT service division is a pioneer in development academic solution products, incorporating new technologies of artificial intelligence, data analytics, and machine learning. IPSR also has specialized services and solutions for the education sector, ranging from simple website to complex software applications that help to manage academic and operational activities like question paper generation, campus automation, accreditation process, NAC, NB, etc., and OBE, outcome-based education. And we also have Valin Technology, which is a 100% subsidiary of IPSR. We started Valin to focus on the US and European market. IPSR's placement division has also placed, we have made 1,500 placement, got 1,500 placement type companies and conducts recruitment on all days. Now, we will move on to the first session, which will be about AWS and the details of the job role specified. So this will be taken by the AWS team. Let me just give you an introduction about both of them, Santosh Rai and Debanshu Saha. Santosh Rai is an L6 operations manager. He's a manager of managers. He's got 18 plus years of IT leadership experiences in roles from infrastructure support to service delivery. He's got 3.5 years. He's been in Amazon for 3.5 years and he was hired as a L6 manager of managers in May 2018. He heavily focuses on people management, development, operations excellence, and automation. He started out as a manager for Linux team and then took over as manager of managers for DMS in November 2021. Currently, he is the manager of managers for compute domain, leading Linux, Windows, and storage teams. Debanshu Saha is an L7 senior manager and tenured industry leader. He's got 26 plus years of IT leadership experience in roles from infrastructure support to service delivery. He's got 2 plus years. He's been with Amazon for 2 plus years now. Hired as an L7 manager of managers in 2020. Served with the Ministry of Home Affairs for 13 years before he moved into IT. very technical and brings in tremendous focus on technical development of the support engineering staff. Leading the technical excellence pillar within AWS support engineering, and he is also a senior engineers L6. All senior engineers L6 and above are part of Dibanshu's organization. Now, uh, I will hand over to the AWS team and they will um, deliver their content. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Santosh, and with me, first of all, if I'm audible, could you please confirm that?
Yes, you are, Santosh.
Okay. Thank you. So yeah, with me, I have one of the senior leaders from the AWS support organization, Debanshu. Myself and Debanshu would be taking around 10 to 15 minutes of your time to sort of discuss about what AWS support engineering team is all about, what is our culture, the team composition, etc. And would request all of you to sort of make a note of your respective questions that you may have, and we shall take on, answer all your questions at the end of the discussion today. So let me start by sharing the presentation that we have prepared. So allow me a second, please. So we'll start again. My name is Santosh Rai, and I am part of the AWS support engineering team. And along with me, we have Dibanshu, who is, one of the senior leaders in the support engineering team. Dibanshu, if you could please go to your slide, the slide one. We'll start with your introduction, and maybe if you could please do the honors of your self-introduction.
Thanks, Santosh. Thanks for starting it. Yeah, so everyone, good evening. And a short about me, as Santosh already mentioned, I'm a senior manager with Amazon Support Engineering. We call it AISPL here. That's the local company name. I generally manage the DMS and deployment profile teams. Uh, so, uh, uh, the little bit of explanation. Deployment is mostly the services. If you go to Amazon AWS website documentation, if you see services under DevOps, generally all those services are comes under deployment team, and we help our customers, our engineers help our customers to onboard, troubleshoot those services when they try to use it. Developer and mobile services are the other set of services which generally compose of the serverless, the API gateways, the lambdas, different sorts of queues, and a bunch of IoT service related services that AWS offers. So both these teams together are roughly around 300 members overall in India. Globally, it's more large. So we try to support all these services for our customers. And before joining Amazon, I worked for Samsung, I worked for Yahoo Search, and almost like 50% of my career was in public sector. I worked with Government of India, Government of West Bengal. Apart from the work I do with different organization, I also do sorts of volunteering, and I'm one of the founder members of the Large Scale Production Engineering India Meetup Group. So we organize meetups every quarter, and had been doing that for last 10 years. And if I try to say in a single line what I understand, is probably running large distributed systems in systems operation and manage those infrastructure. So with this, I would get it back to Santosh. Santosh, please take it up from here.
Thank you, Devanshu. Thanks for that introduction of yours. We could go to the next slide, please. So while we've already spoken about what I do here. So I come with total 18 plus years of IT experience, primarily infrastructure and service delivery, IT operations primarily. Been with Amazon for 3.5 years, you know, and I joined as a manager in Linux team and had an opportunity to then eventually also work very closely with Debanshu in DMS team, which is developer and mobile services uh, from 2021 November. And currently I've moved to a different team, managing the compute domain, which comprises of Linux, Windows, and storage team. Prior to this, I've been with worked with Vodafone, EMC, Veritas, to name a few. Uh, uh, just before Amazon, I was working as a senior manager in infrastructure with Vodafone Shared Services in Pune, wherein I was responsible for two set of data centers hosted in Germany and Spain, and primarily again responsible for the storage, backup, and compute divisions, catering to EMEA customers. So that's more or less about my introduction. Could we move to the next slide, please? Yeah. So in this session, so while this session is more about learn and hire, but at the same time, we wanted to sort of take this opportunity to sort of give you a glimpse of what exactly do we do as an organization. AWS is very large, and within that, we have support engineering. And what exactly do we do? Uh, what is the mission statement for us? How does the culture look like? And of course, we would also be talking about, how people in the team are sort of working closely, and what are the different career options and opportunities people, have at their disposal when they become part of the, AWS support engineering team or AWS organization at large. So we'll be covering that. And we would also be spending some time particularly talking about the deployment domain, which is, deployment services as well as DMS services, because the train and hire program that you guys have shown interest would be more catered towards it, but would also be catering to some of the other specialties services groups that we have within the support engineering team. Um, yeah, Devanshu, could we please? Yeah. So, who are we, right? So we are, as we call ourselves, support engineering teams, but we do have a very small video. We'll try and see if we could run this video for you guys. So that sort of give you a glimpse of, what we are, who we are. So if it works. Mm, yeah, let's run this.
Pay-as-you-go pricing. Okay. AWS is the world's most comprehensive and broadly adopted cloud platform. Millions of customers trust AWS to power their infrastructure and applications. Organizations of every type and size are using AWS to lower costs, become more agile, and innovate faster.
You could
AWS
probably maximize the screen.
free up technology services via the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. You can use these services to
Yeah,
build
right.
and run
Yeah.
virtually any type of application without upfront costs or ongoing commitments. You only pay for what you use. AWS gives you more services and more features within those services than any other cloud provider. This makes it faster, easier, and more cost-effective to move your existing applications to the cloud and to build anything you can imagine. From infrastructure technologies like compute, storage, and databases, to emerging technologies such as machine learning and artificial intelligence, data lakes and analytics, and Internet of Things. Building on AWS means you can choose the right tool for the job. For example, AWS offers the widest variety of databases that are purpose-built for different types of applications. With AWS, you can leverage the latest technologies to experiment and innovate more quickly. We are continually accelerating our pace of innovation to invent entirely new technologies you can use to transform your business. Like pioneering the serverless computing space with the launch of AWS Lambda, which lets developers run their code without provisioning or managing servers.
And AWS built Amazon SageMaker, a fully managed machine learning service that empowers everyday developers and scientists to use machine learning without any previous experience. We are constantly expanding our global network of AWS regions, so you can access AWS services to build and run your applications from anywhere in the world. Each of these regions has multiple availability zones that are physically separated from each other and connected by low latency, high throughput, and highly redundant networking. This makes it easy to design and operate applications that are scalable, fault tolerant, and highly available. Our infrastructure is built to satisfy the security standards of the most risk-sensitive organizations. You also have access to the AWS Partner Network, which has thousands of systems integrators who specialize in AWS services, and tens of thousands of independent software vendors who adapt their technology to work on AWS. With the largest community of customers across every industry, AWS has unmatched experience and operational expertise you can depend upon for your most important applications and every imaginable use case.
Yes. Okay. So, thank you, Dave. Back in 2001, when Andy Jassy was working very closely with Jeff Bezos, and Andy Jassy is, by the way, the new CEO of the Amazon Group. Uh, he used to manage the retail business, and he sort of came up along with his some principal engineers. He came up with the idea of how do we utilize the data center spaces that is available to us, because at around 40 to 50% of the times throughout the year, the capacity of data center was not completely utilized. It was only on the peak days it would go to 90%, but rest of the years and rest of the months, it was not even utilized 40%, and we wanted to sort of make use of it. And that's how the idea of um, Amazon Web Services came into being. They wrote a narrative around it. That's how we present ideas in Amazon. And once it was approved, the Amazon services came into being. Uh, one of the first services that we started giving as an offer was S3. The first storage service is still running, in our offerings. Definitely very, very popular. But over a period of time, we've added hundreds of different services. And for the people who are not familiar, services, when we say services, you can relate that to a product in itself, right? So S3 is a product in itself. EC2 is product in itself. Lambda is a product in itself, right? But we call it as an offering, we call it as a service, right? And that's how Amazon came into being. And since then, 2005 is when we went public for the very first time with our offerings. And since then, as they say, rest all has been history. It is one of the pioneers in cloud, right? And we'll see how exactly it is. Okay. All right. Could we please go to the next slide? Okay. Yeah, we spoke about it. Let's go to the next one. We can go to the next one, please. We already spoke about this one. Yep. Now we sort of talked about AWS, its history a bit and all that, but now we'll get more into support engineering, where different divisions and all that, and where three different main pillars and where we fit in. So the center, as you see, it is support engineering. This is where we fit in, and of course we have enterprise support, and we also have a customer service. So it sort of starts with customer service in the sense that if you are an AWS customer and you have some basic queries about your billing, subscription, know-how, and all that, it's a free service. Even you can go and sort of reach out to them, right? They don't charge you anything for it, and it's basically, more like an help desk sort of support that is available. But for all the customers who are, who would need help with their issues, break fix, configurations, implementations, and all that, right? And primarily break fix is when they would come to the support engineering team, which is us. and it is a paid support. So customer has to pay or a purchase a support subscription. And then of course there are different kind of a support subscription. It, depending upon, what the customer would want to spend, and there are a lot of nitty-gritties into it. So we'll not get into that. But yes, that is a paid support. So when we say it is a paid support, I can give you an idea that it is one of the uh, the support engineering per se is the fifth largest business within Amazon, right? Or within AWS. So we are not a cost center, we are a revenue generating center. So we have our own business model through which the customer sort of pays us, and that sort of fuels our growth even further. Now, next to that, or sort of parallel to that, is enterprise support, wherein for all the customers who are large scale customers who are spending minimum of $15,000 and above in their monthly billing, they fall into what we call as an enterprise customers, and they may or may not have an enterprise support with the two different things, but let's assume that they all by default have enterprise support. So that's what they get. So they get a dedicated technical account manager to sort of work. The technical account manager sort of works with them long-term partnership investments, and if there is a critical workflow that the customer is running. So, for example, they would do a migration, or they're expecting that it's a end of billing cycle for them. So load would really increase for them. So we provide a dedicated, event management services for them. That again is a paid services for the enterprise customers. So these are the three pillars, and that's how. So except for the first one, other two are actually a revenue generating businesses for Amazon, more from a services side. In addition to that, we also have, development, teams, internal development teams. And the good thing about Amazon is that most of the tools that we use for our day-to-day work are actually developed in-house. And, Kumo is the team that sort of works with the support engineering team. So these are some of the internal things. I mean, these are the tools that we use, but all these tools are developed by our engineers in collaboration with what we call as an internal teams at the build team. So somebody who is interested into building tools, or building for Amazon and AWS. Uh, Unlike a lot of other typical support organization, that's not the case with AWS, and we sort of provide a lot of opportunities um, for our support engineer as well. So then we'll talk about vision, mission, and tenants. The reason we want to talk about is that anything in Amazon is sort of tied with, and not just AWS, but Amazon is tied with, how our work culture is, and that in turn is actually tied with our leadership principles. So. If you want to know about the working of Amazon, the culture, you should go to Google and just type Amazon leadership principles, and you will sort of get a better idea about how we have aligned ourselves to that. So yeah, okay. So yeah, so we from the support organization, it's a global organization, and it is not just confined to Bangalore or Hyderabad. We have centers across the world, and we make sure that we provide opportunity to pretty much everyone who could meet our high selection criterion and selection bar. But yeah, really diverse organization which is not just confined to a location. So we are present in many countries, and through which we help and support our customers. Yeah, so there's another video that we have. It's called AWS connected video. It sort of talks about how exactly do we do things. And this video is basically very small video, which is more about how a child curiosities, right, remains. They keep asking, how do we do this, how do we do that, and how is that done. So this video is more about emphasizing the curiosity culture in Amazon. As to, we are always looking to see how we can do things better for our customer, how we can reduce the cost for the customer, etc. So maybe we can skip this video. We can send the link later on. This video is available on YouTube as well, so we can skip it for the in the
All
interest
right.
of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, just push it on to the next one. The
Yep.
last.
Yep. 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 So And basically, how do we perform? Obviously, since it is cloud, right? The enterprise customers or the big customer would always know, why can't I keep my stuff on-prem? Why should I move it to the cloud? And there is always a sense of insecurity, that what would happen to my data? What would happen to my infra? And hence, we at Amazon make sure that security is the topmost priority for us. So when we take responsibility of getting somebody on our infrastructure, we, at least from the back end, we make sure that we provide the best of the security, we provide best of the tools, we provide best of the infrastructure. And of course, it's a shared responsibility model with customer, wherein um, once they get host things on our infrastructure, they also have to take care of a lot of stuff. But at least from our end, we make sure that the ball is never dropped. We as an organization is highly customer focused, and not only us, but entire Amazon. So I think one of the reasons why Amazon is successful, or it is where it is that we continue to focus on our customer, and that's what we expect from every Amazonian. See to it what you can do for the customers, and in whatever ways that you're doing. Um, whether it is ideas, changing operations, introducing a new product, services, we always ask ourselves, how is that going to help the end customers? If it is not going to help the end customers, we don't do it. It is as simple as that. Yeah. These are some of the list of our customers, and this is not even 0.1% what you will see, but this some what we have put on the slides. Cool. Yeah, these are some names that you see. Of course, we can go to the next one, please. Yeah, and I was talking about how, Amazon came into being. We started in 2005, and since then, what you're seeing is a Magic Quadrant for infrastructure, cloud, and platform services. Um, we still continue to be the leader in this space, and definitely Microsoft being the getting closer to us. But the difference between Microsoft and us is that they do not so their base is much smaller when it comes to the market share. So they talk about percentage growth, that okay, they grew like 20%, 40%, 30%, but that base is much lesser. Amazon base of customers and the market that we have captured is much higher, right? So it's a multi-billion dollar organization which is growing at and maybe Debanshi, if you could please correct me here, I think the annual growth is around 34-35% year on year, from the last couple of years, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's published data. Even
Yeah.
Gartner published it. So we are running around at 52 billion run rate. So and we are capturing. We are at like 44% of the market share as of now, as far as public cloud is concerned. You are right, Santosh.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. All right. Yeah. So that sort of talks about where we are placed. We continue to be the leader, and I think the way we focus, I hope we would remain the leader for many years to come. Yeah. We could go to the next slide, please. Some of our larger customer, in fact, Amazon Marketplace, which is Amazon.com or Amazon in that where you go and do your online shopping, is also our customer, which is, it's a customer of AWS. In fact, that was one of the first customers to whom we sort of sent this, sold the services to S3 and all. And of course, there are many other internal customers who are some of the larger customers for us, and these are some of these internal, actually all these are internal organizations, and they all are customers. So the reason we say is that even our internal infrastructure for all the different subsidies is hosted on Amazon itself. So we are completely on cloud as an organization. In fact, back in 2020, end of 2020, we were able to successfully migrate all the Oracle racks completely to Amazon. And we were able to shut down all the Oracle racks. It was a long process, but we were able to do that. So yeah, moving further, please. So what is the customer expectation from this particular team is to make sure that we resolve their issues that they come up with, we provide them guidance, help them find the best solution. At the same time, as I've been saying, being a customer focused organization that we are, we do what is best for the customers, and sometimes the customer may not know that this is what they need. It could see that there are many anecdotal stories about how we have taken a hit on the revenue, but that was the right thing to do for the customer, because customer did not needed those many services for which they were paying for. So yeah, we do what is right for the customers. Moving further, please. Yeah, so some of the recent stories, the F1 thing was powered by Amazon. There were many instances of how we were able to find some of the missing children through help of the technology, recognition, facial recognition, etc. Won't go too much into detail, but these were some of the information again available in the public domain as well. Um, yeah, let's go to the internal teams. Go to the next slide, please. We'll talk about internal teams. So there are so within the support organization there are four different pillars. So we have compute, we have deployment, we have data, and we have network security. Within compute, the team comprises of Linux, Windows, and SCD, which is called storage and content delivery. Deployment, which is led by Debanshu, is deployment and DMS. Data, of course, is big data analytics team and databases. NetSec, of course, is core network and security team. So on the left hand side, what you see is the four core pillars, and what you see on the right hand side is the composition of those teams. So if we talk about the teams between these four core pillars, we have close to 10 teams, or let's call it 10 different profiles under which we operate. Um, and within this, we sort of support hundreds of services. But since we're talking about deployment, we can go to the next slide, please. Since we are talking about the build domain, so to speak, so we have within DMS we have listed some of the services. Like there are many services that we support, but these are some of the obvious and important services that we support, and very popular services that are being used by the customer. So server application, Lambda, API, gateway, IoT, you know. Then queue services, SQS and SNS are some of the services that are supported by this particular group. Similarly, we can go to the next one. We've listed some of these services for the deployment team as well. So EKS, ECS, which is container, Kubernetes, cloud formation, code pipeline, code build, all these information again are available for your disposal. You can go to aws.com and you should be able to find all these information. But we just thought it would be good for the group to know. And again, these are very few services that we have listed as core four profiles, and 10 different teams with hundreds of services that we support. And again, one service per se in the outside world would be considered as a one product in itself. Moving further, please. Yeah, let's talk about culture. So as I was talking about, Amazon culture is defined by the Amazon leadership principle, and anybody who wishes to be part of the group, or would want to be anywhere, want to understand the culture of it, you should go and Google Amazon leadership principle. It is again available for the public consumption, but the reason we have put it here is that whatever we do, and everything is aligned to some of these leadership principles. Um, Anything and everything that we do. Of course, on top is customer obsession. So whatever we do, we keep the customer in mind, and we think from a customer perspective. We are owners of what we do, so we take ownership on everything we do. We invent and simplify. As leaders, we are right. In Amazon, every person is considered as a leader, whether you are an individual contributor or managing a very large team. You are a leader, and you should be right a lot of the times. And of course, I would urge everyone who are interested to go through and these leadership principle in detail. It sort of explains, if you Google search it. Um, and anybody who wants to be successful at Amazon should align to the Amazon leadership principles. I mean, if you do what is given in the leadership principles, there is no way that you would not be successful in Amazon. These are again the extended groups and families of Amazon. These are affinity groups that Amazon is associated with. Again, a public consumption information. So yeah, we can go further. So this is what Jeff Bezos had said, that if you want to be successful in business, in life, actually, you have to create more than you can consume. Your goal should be to create value for everybody that you interact with. And I think Amazon support engineering team, or the AWS support engineering team, exactly does that. So everything that we do, we make sure that there is a value add that we are creating for the customers. And if some of you who would be hopefully able to be part of the group would understand what we are meaning today and everything that we shared with you today. Yeah, please go to the next slide, and I think we're pretty much at the end of it. Yep. So that's more from us here, and I think I'll present it back to the host, and then we will take the questions at the end.
Thank you, Santosh, for that lovely presentation. What we will do is we will take the questions towards the end, because we got one more session that will be conducted by Mentor Sir. Okay.
Yeah.
The next session uh, will be about the selection process and training methodologies that will be used for this program. And it will be delivered by Dr. Mendes Jacob, the CEO of IPSA Solutions Limited. Before we get into the presentation, let me just talk about Mendes Sir. Dr. Mendes Jacob is an MSc, MPhil, PhD, MIOD. Is the CEO of IPSA Solutions Limited and Valiant Technologies, UK and USA. He's an academician and an entrepreneur with 30 plus years of experience. He is also the professor and director of MCA program at Marine College, Kutikanam Autonomous, and the former director of School of Applicable Mathematics, MG University. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sijan. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, thank you, Santosh and Devanshu, for the wonderful presentation. So now I'm here to share some thoughts about how we will conduct that train and hire program. What is the selection procedure and all. Then at the end, if you have any questions, you can ask. I will take only 15 minutes. So already the time is going out. Now, we'll start with the screening process. Actually, more than 750 candidates are already registered for this program. So out of 750, we will choose a few who are who can perform well in the screening process. So this is the screening process. We will have a learning management system, and the access to the learning management system will be provided by today. Tomorrow, Monday. So you'll get the login details for the learning management system, and you have contents there. So you can have the Linux contents, then some topics related to Amazon, AWS. Then we have some topics related to programming, and you can just go through those contents. And on Thursday, we'll have a 1 hour online test. So that is flexible again. It's only a 1 hour test, but you can attend that test from 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. on Thursday evening. That is on 19th May. And 2 sets of MCQs will be there. And you can go through 2 sets of this MCQ. You can attempt for the questions. And the results will be published on Friday, 20th May. And there will be an online interview on Saturday. From Saturday onwards, from Saturday, that is on 21st May onwards, there will be an online interview. Okay. So this is the process for the screening. Actually, we will test your self-learning ability, because we will provide the contents there. There will be videos, there will be materials, there will be links to other content in the YouTube videos or something like that. So you can just go through all these contents and you can study yourself. Then how do we choose? We choose candidates with self-learning ability. That is an important point. then those candidates with the analytical and logical skills, communication skills, and of course, attitude and passion. That is very important because we have a process to identify those candidates with a good attitude and passion for technology. Definitely, we will choose candidates based on these criteria. Then the training process is a online boot camp with support of learning management system. There will be a lot of contents available in the learning management system, and there will be online sessions in between. Live sessions will be there. And the most important part is we'll have mentoring sessions by senior professionals from India and overseas. Those who are working in the IT industry, those who have already worked in the industry for 20 years or 30 years. And they will be mentoring the candidates individually. That is the most important part of this training process. And it will be a project-based approach. And again, a self-learning model. We will have live sessions, but at the same time, we will have more self-learning sessions. And of course, there is a cost for the training because, senior professionals are involved. There will be a cost for the training. But at the same time, there will be scholarships for deserving students. And that is based on their performance during the screening process and all. And interview process at Amazon, AWS India, interview will be arranged from 6th month onwards because this will be a 6-month program. The training program will be a 6-month program. And after 6 months, you can start attending interviews at AWS India if you are confident. Otherwise, you can continue your the learning process and we will support you for 1 year. So there will be active sessions. It will continue for 1 year for the required candidates. But after 1 year again, we'll have the placement support till you get placed. And in IPSR, always we support our alumni. So lifetime support for alumni will be always there. Okay. Now, one question is, will I get a job after the training? Okay, I have some case studies. You can just go to our website, ipsr.org, and you can see the alumni of IPSR who are placed in different companies. It is all listed there. We have all these multinational companies recruiting through IPSR. And now Amazon is having specific requirements and they'll be recruiting more people. And our alumni are working in as a CEOs or vice presidents or cloud architect in different positions. They are working in different countries. And we have the history of making impossible possible. My answer to your question is, if they can, why can't you? We have produced the youngest RFCs in the world. We have produced the youngest Red Hat certified security specialists in the world. And we have produced the youngest Red Hat certified architects in the world. And we have placed students with back papers, with career gaps, the non-IT students, like students who are BA Malayalam or hotel management or BBA, sociology or mechanical engineering. All those students now, they're working in the core IT fields. So if you have a passion for technology, definitely we can help you. And this is the link for our website where all the details are listed there. All the place students details are there. Now, placement support will be provided by IPSR Job, that is our Career Center division, and it is headed by Dr. Brijesh Georgion. He's got more than 18 years experience in the field. He's working as a deputy manager of deputy general manager of IPSR, as well as he's a placement officer in different colleges. And there will be personal mentoring and handholding by IPSR Career Center team. We have a dedicated Career Center team where you will get a personal mentoring and handholding. And we have more than 1,500 companies recruiting through IPSR regularly. And placement orientation sections will be there, resume preparations, then mock interviews, both HR and technical. And another question is how, what financial support you'll get during this pandemic. Definitely at IPSR, we always try to provide support for the students. Our fee is a highly subsidized training fee. If you, again, coming to the fee of this particular training, I can tell you it's not a big amount. It will be certainly less than 1 month's salary of an Amazon employee. So don't worry about the fee. And we will offer scholarship for deserving students. If any student who is economically backward and we can perform well, definitely we will provide scholarship for the students. And in addition to that, no cost EMI facility is available if you are a working candidate or if you are parents are working, definitely you will get a no-cost EMI facility. That also we will arrange from our side. Again, coming to some other facts and such stories about IPSR, we were the second Red Hat partner in India. In 2003, we started the partnership with Red Hat. And the first year itself, we have produced only 9 students, or only 9 students got certified in 2003. But in 2004, we have produced the highest number of RSC certifications in India, and we received a national award. And in 2009, we have produced the highest number of Red Hat professionals in Asia Pacific region, and we got the Asia Pacific Award. And by 2014, we have produced the highest number of Red Hat professionals in the world. And we have bagged 37 awards in 17 years. And we have trained candidates from more than 50 countries. So this is our success story with Red Hat. Now we are joining hands with AWS India for this noble purpose. Definitely, we are looking positively on this side. I think we can help more students, more candidates for getting into a top company like Amazon or AWS India. And already about IPSR, Sijin has mentioned that it's a publicly IT company. We are operating from India, UK, and USA. We have this is our 22nd year of operations, and our company is led by a group of academicians and entrepreneurs having 2 decades of experience. We have developed 5 software products, and we have more than 1,000 clients in India and abroad. We are working with more than 500 academic organizations. So that is our strength. And the conclusion is finally, if you have the right attitude and passion, you can join with IPSR definitely for your career requirements. And as I mentioned earlier, we will be selecting a few students for this particular program, but others also, if you want to try again, maybe for after 1 year or after 2 years, if you have set a goal for that, definitely we are here to help you. Because many of our students during my career in the education sector for the last 33 years, I have met with many students who have lost their papers. One student who got, he lost all his papers for BTech, and he came to me, and we have mentored him. Now he's working in a multinational company in the Asia Pacific region. And many students, those who are having back papers for a BTech course, or they have career gap, or students from, as I mentioned earlier, students from different backgrounds. But when they met our team, if they have a passion for technology, definitely we are here to help them. And attitude is, of course, the most important part of it. So this is my message to all the candidates here. If you have a good attitude and passion, definitely we will be with you. We will support you. And this is not only for a 6-month support or a 1 month or 1 year support. If you are ready to work hard, and if you set a goal to be placed in the top 5 IT companies like Amazon or Google or Apple or Microsoft, etc., you can set a goal and you can work with us. We will be definitely helping you. So thank you. And if you have any questions, you can ask later.
Thank you, Mendesa, for the presentation. I think our last session for today will be the Q&A. Please post your questions here, and we will pick them one by one. Okay. We have few questions which have been posted. Sanjit R. Warrior, you did ask what is the selection process. Yes, I think Mendesa just explained that. So I will just move on to the next question. We have 3 days to prepare from the LMS, right? Yes, that's right. You have 3 days. That's from Monday evening onwards to Thursday. Okay, so Thursday till evening you have time to prepare. I am that Sudha Kulkarni is asking. I am a Red Hat and AWS certified fresher. So do I have to attend this training to get a job?
So
Mendesa,
should I take it?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I think who asked this question? Sanjit, right?
This is asked by Sudha.
Okay, Sudha. So Sudha, I mean, very good question. These specific courses are targeted towards to specialized profiles. If you have noticed, while Santosh was talking about it, we were talking about deployment and DMS. So generally, in a RHCA curriculum, you may not cover those. Even if you have undertaken AWS certified practitioner course, which has exposed you to different services which AWS offers and how to use them, or what service helps to do what. These profiles are expecting people who are has work experience in DevOps domain or has experience in building software. So from that perspective, these courses are specially designed. Actually, me and Santosh with our team worked with IPSR team for nearly 6 months now. So they have taken a lot of hard work to build a curriculum. So this curriculum bridges the gap. So if you don't have industry experience which caters you or treats you as a DevOps professional or a developer in a specific serverless domain or something of that sort, then this course would bridge the gap. And that's the reason we are trying to directly hire into specialized profiles from trained persons from this course out.
All right. The next question is this from Sanjit Varia. I have 16 years of experience. I am RCS and AWS certified. Should I also attend the training?
So, Sijin, would you repeat it? I was reading another question and missed the question.
All right, okay. This person, Sanjit, has got 16 years of experience and he is RHCSA and AWS certified. Should he attend the training?
Well, this is a mixed question. I mean, this is a slightly different orientation. So, I mean, it would be interesting what industry experience you have. If you have an industry experience towards DevOps and serverless and cloud, you have already certified AWS engineer, most probably some course of AWS certification then you may have the skill. But if you have not gone through in your job, if you have not done work like a DevOps or a developer who use cloud services, then obviously it will help. Sijin, I think I tried to answer to the extent possible, because unless going deep to one's industry experience, it would be difficult to comment.
Yeah, so it would be that there will be the selection process. So then that will be seen out there with the resume and things. So we could probably check it out there. All right, there's a question from Rahul. Is the assessment based on the LMS materials? The first assessment is definitely based on the LMS material. Then we have the rest of the selection process, which will be based on your communication skills and your technical skills. So the first assessment that you have for the screening will be from your LMS materials. That will be provided on Monday. Okay, I think I was able to answer that. Okay, next question is, I'm currently working TCS and I have 10 hours work daily. Is this training will be live? Is the person meaning that's Shemin Matthew? Shemin, did you mean that it's online training? Did you mean that?
I hope is asking for that live sessions. Of course, this is an online training where we have live sections, but at the same time, you will get the recorded videos of that sections, the LMS. So many people are working now. So it's a flexible thing. You can go through that recorded videos when you are free.
All right, I will move on to the next question. Training period paid or free? Key details. That's asked by Adnan.
Okay, the training will be not on a cost basis, because many senior professionals are involved in the training, especially we have the personal mentoring sessions. So there will be a cost associated with the training. But I already mentioned, no, there will be scholarship for the deserving candidates. So we cannot fix a particular fee. But anyway, I can tell you, it will be less than 1 month salary of an Amazon employee. Okay.
Okay, we got Ebin's question. He's working in the IT profit. He's working as an IT professional with 5 years of experience, L2, L3 Linux operations, DevOps and cloud domains in an MNC. Uh, he has exposure to some areas in training track 2 for deployment role mentioned in the link. Will this train plus hiring program to AWS a suitable option for my case? Or this is mostly recommended for people with around 2 years of experience. Also, I would be able to attend the interview early if I'm able to capture the course content, let's say within 3 months, or only possible after 6 months. Please share the course fee as well.
I think we can, Sijin, I think we can discuss on a one-on-one session later with this particular person. So we will understand how proficient he is in the different technologies, and
Yeah.
that will be better. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I think few of the people have again being asking what is the approximate cost during training. Okay. So I think, sir, Mendes, sir, you already picked that question, so I will push on to the next. Whether this job roles are work from home nature, Alvin Thomas has asked this question.
Yes. The straight and simple answer is yes.
All right. Lakshmi is asking, she's an MBA graduate. Is she eligible for this?
Depend upon what your undergraduation is. Is it in IT? So we'll have to look at again the case to case basis, and we'll also have to look at the resume. But if it is graduation and MBA, then it would be difficult.
All right. What are the criteria which you are looking as a fresher?
Right.
Dear is asking, yeah, for this.
Yeah, maybe I can take that up. So,
Yeah.
so for fresher, we are looking at anything from 0 to 1 year of experience we consider as fresher. And if you're a fresher, then we're looking at a technical degree, which is B Tech, etc. And and if you're having 3+ years of experience already in IT, then not having an engineering degree would also be fine, but you should already be working in an IT organization and having the relevant experience. um, we are also considering BCAs, MCAs as well, in this.
All right. Next, we have a question. Whether 6 months training timings are flexible for currently working candidates? I think Mendesa, you answered that. Yes, we do have flexible timings for this, and also we have recorded video sessions of these live classes, so you can refer them back if you have to. Anu's got a question. Does this AWS hire plan has jobs for working moms who wish for permanent work from home? Uh,
Uh, yes. So there is a separate program. We call it as back to job or something, but it will completely depend upon what your background has been, Anu.
And obviously, we have many moms working with us.
Yes, obviously.
okay. Then we got a question. Does this role require coding programming?
Yes. You would not be
That's
required to. Sorry, go ahead, Devanshu. Sorry.
So basically, we are not looking at you to crack algorithms, but obviously to program, to say today, the whole of infrastructure, cloud infrastructure, is a set of program which we call infrastructure programming. So that you saw in deployment thing. And then DMS, it's mostly all the things that we troubleshoot are either some sort of programs in Java language or something which our users try to run using serverless Lambda or the thing. So Overall, coding experience will help. We don't test you on algorithm, but basic logics, obviously, and programming constructs.
Thank you. Next question is this. I am currently working in Amazon ROC. Can I enroll?
Um, yeah, you again depend upon which tool, what roles you know, it is like any other course available outside, and you're free to enroll for it.
All right. We got another candidate saying that he's working at UAE. Can I attend the training based on my free time?
So, Sijin, between you and Mendes sir should be able to. I think timing recorded sessions should be
Yeah,
available. Yeah, go ahead.
Shouldn't be a problem. Kartika is asking AWS leadership principle.
Mm, so not sure what the question is. Just says AWS leadership principle.
All right. Okay. Uh, Sanjit, when you got a question, when will we get the login for the LMS? You'll get it by Monday. You'll get the mail by Monday, and your access to the LMS will be enabled from 7 p.m. Monday. That's 16th May. You will get access to the LMS. So the mail will be sent to you. There's another question. After passing training, how much Amazon's interview will be there?
Not sure what the question would mean. How much or how many?
How many must be? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, so there is a series of there is a process around it. So you'll have to go through our online assessment after you completed the training. Then, of course, if you clear that, you go through, you know, six different rounds of discussions with Amazonians. So it's a long process, but that we keep making sure that our hiring bar is high.
All right. Okay. What is the offer package for the role mentioned?
It varies. It would be very difficult to point a number on that, and
Okay.
this is not, you know, information also available in public domain, so we can't talk about it. But all I can say is that it is very, very, very competitive.
All right. I think we have answered most of the questions, and I think the rest of them are repetitions. I didn't pick up anything.
Okay.
This question, yeah. Yes, Dipanshu. Go
No,
ahead.
no, I was just trying to conclude from our side in case
All right, okay.
ready to conclude, Sijin.
Yeah, I think it's done. I think we have picked most of the questions. I think the rest are just a repetition of most of the questions already been asked. All right. Okay, go ahead, Dipanshu, from your side.
Yeah, I would like to thank Sijin, Dr. Mendes, and whole of the IPSR team for this collaboration. Santosh has been spearheading this from our side. The last 6 months working with all of you has been a wonderful pleasure, and so hope to be in strong partnership while we continue this collaboration. Thanks, Dr. Mendes. Thanks everyone of IPSR, Sijin, for hosting us today.
Thank you, Dipanshu. Thank you, Santosh.
Thank you.
It
It
was
was
a
a pleasure.
pleasure. Yeah, yeah.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. Bye
All
bye.
right.
Bye bye.
Just few notes to the attendees. Please note that you attending this webinar has not made you eligible for the training automatically. Okay, there will be a selection process, um, selection done on the after the assessment. Okay, so you will have to wait for that, and then there will be some of screening process after the assessments. Okay, there will be skills assessment and also communication skills assessment, which will be done further on, and the details will be sent to you. Another thing that you all have to make sure is you have to keep the mail IDs which we send to you. like most of the mails which would come to you would be from MNC, mncjobs@ipsrsolutions.com, or it could be from my mail ID, sijin.george@ipsrsolutions.com. Please make sure that our domain is in your contact so that the mails don't go into your uh, spam folder. All right, because most of our communications will be sent as a bulk mail, so there are high chances it could go to your spam folder. So make sure that our contacts are being saved, and please make sure you also check your mails regularly regarding all the communications that will be sent to you. All right, thank you all for attending. Hope you got an idea of what this program consists of and how the selection process and all will take place. Further details to the access to the LMS will be sent to you via mail. All right. Is there anything else? Anybody? Mendes sir, would you like to add anything to this? All right, then I think we will conclude for the day. Thank you all for attending again. Have a good weekend.